Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming to this call. This is the National Mentoring Month Peer Sharing Call. It's not a regular webinar. We just done it in a little bit of a webinar style. We are using this more as a resource for you to provide and share and listen to information on how you can use National Mentoring Month, which is in January, to use for your program. So this is going to be our very first peer sharing call. As I said, this is the first in a series of peer sharing calls for programs. We have set up a series of peer sharing calls. They're going to be on the second Thursday of every month, and we encourage you to use those calls to gain and share resources with each other for your programs. They will usually be led by a provider board member. As I said, information and resources will be presented on what National Mentoring Month is and how to utilize the campaign. And during this call, please feel free to share any ideas of your own. And we will have several speakers. The first is going to be Chad Driscoll, the ICVS Program Officer. He's going to give an overview of what National Mentoring Month is for those of you who don't know, and specifically what we here at IMP will be doing during National Mentoring Month and how you can utilize IMP and the activities that we will be engaging in for your program during this time. We will be having another presenter, Katie Orlando, will be talking from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Iowa. She will be giving information on how large programs such as hers or any large programs that you might be involved in can use National Mentoring Month. And then we will also have Marty Lester from Mentor Iowa and Ellen Krogman from from Helping Services in Northeast Iowa talk about how they utilize the National Mentoring Month for their areas and how you can use it for small programs if you're a part of a small program. So I will introduce the first speaker. Take it away, Chad.
Great. And if you have any questions throughout things too, you can put it in the chat box or raise your virtual hand and we can unmute you and unmute your line at that point. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start and give a quick rundown from the IO Mentoring Partnership and what we have going on. So first we have the main thing is our Excellence in Mentoring Awards that we help coordinate each year. And so this is important for providing statewide awareness to mentoring and then also giving a chance for you to highlight your local programs. The information has been sent out in our monthly email, and I believe the information is on our Wigio page as well as our Iowa Mentoring Partnership website. So the nomination forms and everything is available online, and they're due November 18th. And again, this is a chance for you to nominate an outstanding mentor from your program that's done some great things in the past year or has been a long-serving mentor with you for a number of years, things like that. So, but there's materials available online, and like I said, those are due next Wednesday, November 18th. If you have questions about that, you can contact us at mentor@iowa.gov. Also, something we help provide for National Mentoring Month are certificates of recognition for your mentors. This is free of charge for our certified mentoring programs, and they are certificates that are signed by the governor and lieutenant governor, and a chance for you to, easy way for you to give recognition to your mentors during this month. So if you do an event during January or you do something sometime in the spring or whatever, this is a way you can easily give them a great certificate. And so if you want certificates for your mentors, again, there's a form for that, which was included also in the monthly email, monthly update, that you need to fill out with your program name and your mentors' names, a list of that, and they're also due November 18th, next Wednesday. So that's available there. Along with our Excellence in Mentoring Awards, the ceremony for those is all part of our Day at the Capitol event. This is something we've done for a number of years, so those selected as an award recipient as being honored for an Excellence in Mentoring Awards, that ceremony will take place in actually February 3rd, I think the date is. It's the Wednesday after January, but that's all part of our Day at the Capitol. And so part of the Day at the Capitol is for us to have a unified voice with our legislature, a chance to promote all of our programs, but specifically mentoring programs and initiatives, things like that. If you've not participated before, one thing, we will be doing a training webinar before that day on the Capitol, but we'll be there to help you call out your legislators, talk about some talking points, we'll provide some materials, things like that. So that actual part of the day will be 11:30 to 1, and then our award ceremony will follow about 1:15, 1:30. It'll all take place at the State Capitol building here in Des Moines. And a reminder is to invite your legislators to your local National Mentoring Month events, as well as if you're going to attend and participate in our Day at the Capitol, definitely invite them to let them know you're going to be there, that you would like to talk to them. And really the main thing is to talk about your program, talk about the success you're doing. It's a conversation, and it should be an ongoing conversation throughout the whole year. This is just one opportunity we help to coordinate and provide to do it in person. And then the other piece just to mention and remind you of is the materials that are available from Mentor, from the national website. They have nationalmentoringmonth.org, and they have a lot of great tools and resources, toolkits, sample messaging, things like that that you can utilize throughout the month of January, as well as it gives you some information that you can utilize throughout the year, but obviously we're focusing on creating awareness and recruitment efforts during this month. And the campaign and the theme this year for Mentor is in real life, and so they'll have a lot of images and posters, materials like that available electronically on their national website. So just want to remind you to take a look at all of that. And take a look at some of the materials and events we have coming up for our Mentoring Month activities. Specifically, our main one is our Day at the Capitol, which includes the Excellence in Mentoring Awards ceremony. So, and Kathy, I see you have a question in the chat box about the time frame for Day on the Hill, and so that, like I said, it's going to be 11:30 to 1 will be the majority, the main part of where we'll do talking to legislators and having a little, I guess, discussion. We'll have a room at the Capitol for that. We'll be talking about talking points, things like that, and then the ceremony will follow shortly after that. And then I see also here you have a question about will there be an opportunity to order National Mentoring Month materials through IMP. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll follow up with Mary on that, and we can post something out on Wigio if that's available, and also include it in the next monthly update about that. So that's a good question, Kathy. I'll ask. Are there any other questions about things that the IMP is doing or planning on doing or supporting for National Mentoring Month? Okay, doesn't look like there is any. So I think that's all I have. I'll be on for the remainder of the call, so if anything else comes up, feel free to chat it in the chat box, or you can raise your virtual hand. We'll unmute your line. So I think that's it.
Well, if nobody has any questions for Chad, we will move on to Katie Orlando, who will give information about how she has used National Mentoring Month for her program, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Iowa, and how, if you're a part of a large program, you can use it for your program.
So Katie, we're going to have also unmute your line here. Give us a second. Can you unmute her line? Can you find her name?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Was that a yes? Hello?
Yes?
Yep, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Okay. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Katie Orlando, and I'm the Executive Director of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Iowa. We have an office in Waterloo as well as an office in Waverly, and I was invited on the call today just to share a few things of a few resources that we're doing in the month of January. I'm new to the agency, so everything that our agency is doing this January are things that I've done with other Big Brothers Big Sisters agencies on the East Coast, and they were really successful there. So we're hoping that they'll be successful here, and perhaps people listening might be able to pull from these ideas and do something locally. So I will just go through the list of the different things that we're working on. There is a good combination between just mentoring, the promotion of in general, and also activities that we're doing to appreciate our bigs, our current mentors. And just a disclaimer up front, I'm very programmed to call our mentors bigs and our mentees littles. So if I let those words slip, just don't judge me. That's what I mean. So one of the things that we're doing in January is we are working on a press release for each county that we serve. We currently serve 3 different counties, and we are going to be interviewing one big and little match, one mentor-mentee match in each county that has a really good story to share. We actually have some interns that are going to be doing the interviews for us, but if they were not available, our staff members would just be doing the interviews over the phone during a normal match support call. And we're hoping that these stories will be impactful and picked up by local media. So nothing too high frills, probably something that a lot of other agencies are already thinking about doing. Something else that we're doing during the month of January is we're utilizing our social media. Our agency has a pretty active Facebook page and an up-and-coming Twitter page. We plan to utilize our social media in January by posting a mentee, a little quote of the day. So starting now, our staff are collecting cute, adorable quotes from the kids that we serve about their bigs and how they play an important role in their life, or what makes the relationship special, or any words of gratitude our mentees have for our mentors. And we're capturing those quotes, and we are actually starting to pre-post on Facebook because you can time out. So each day in January, one of the quotes will pop up. We are not using our littles' last names. That's just our social media policy. And but we are using pictures of the match because we have consent from our parents to do that. So again, easy, free. Even though our agency might be larger than some agencies in Iowa, we're very into free, doing things for free. So you'll get that. That'll be the theme amongst the ideas I share. We are also doing an additional press release just with a big thank you to all of our mentors. We are going to come up with a really short article that just thanks them all for their years of service. We're going to list all of the mentors' first and last names out and the number of years that they've been mentoring with our agency. We will probably get it in the paper with no problem just because we've already leveraged a prior event that we had in the fall to get this page of, it's essentially going to be treated as an advertisement for our agency. But in New Hampshire, our newspapers picked it up no problem before. So that'll just be another easy way to showcase our agency, but also thank our mentors and incorporate some information about National Mentor Month too. We do the standard electronic newsletter, so there will be a lot of messaging in our newsletters about mentoring, why it's important. Our agency already shares our impact year-round, and we'll continue to do this in the January newsletter, but if agencies that are listening do not, obviously I think January would be a really great time to showcase your impact and why mentoring is important. A larger initiative that we're doing starting on December 28th and until January 31st is a Bring Your Little to Work month, or Bring Your Mentee to Work month. This is something that worked really successful at past agencies I worked with in Maine and New Hampshire, and we're really hoping that Iowa embraces it. I think a lot of folks listening might have gone back in the day with their mom or dad to work, either on like the official day or just because. And I know personally I was really impacted by that experience. I had no idea what adults did during the day when I was at school. So we're going to make it a thing during National Mentor Month, at least for our agency. We are creating permission slips to give to BIGs to get parents' consent as well as employers' consent. We're creating a document that our BIGs can give to their employer explaining the point of the day and asking for company buy-in. We're creating a list of ideas for BIGs, for mentors to do with their mentees at the workplace if the mentees go. So if they are able to go over lunch, then simply maybe just eating lunch in the lunchroom with all the other employees, all the other peers that will be there. If they're going after school, then maybe the kids could help out with stapling or copying or high-fiving people when they walk into the workplace. We had a big little match in New Hampshire last year. That's all that they did. They spent 3 hours at the workplace's door just high-fiving people. And it doesn't sound like a very big deal perhaps to some of us adults, but to a child it's huge. And so this actually does a few different things. It spreads awareness to the company about the BIG and their personal decision to mentor, and it'll also create some company buy-in, hopefully, for that employee to support them in their endeavors to mentor. We're hoping that it'll raise awareness to the other employees that will be interacting with a little. Perhaps we'll get even more mentors that would like to sign up to have a little of their own. We're hoping that perhaps some businesses would start to sponsor different events. We're also hoping that this ties in nicely with the theme that the Mentor Partnership is using this year, the In Real Life theme, just so workplaces can see in real life the advantages of mentoring and meet the littles and the bigs in their zone as a pair. So that'll be a really exciting event. Again, it's free. We just need to spend some time on permission slips and coming up with creative things that the big and little can do together, and making a flyer as well so that when the little is on site, the big can post flyers around explaining why there's this child running around and having fun. So again, low frills, but we're hoping it'll make a really big impact. Another thing that we're utilizing in January are our writing skills. We are sending out 2 different sets of postcards, 2 bags. There is a little cost to this, but we're doing all of our printing in-house just to keep the costs down. But we're creating our own postcards. One postcard will be blank on the front. It might have our agency logo pretty small. And then it'll be blank on the back with the exception of the spot to put the stamp and the address. We're bringing all of these postcards starting now into our schools and having all of our youth draw on the front and write a nice note on the back. And in January, hopefully we will have all these postcards collected and we will send them out to our mentors then. So that will be a nice little pick-me-up in the mail. We do also have community-based matches, so we are going to try to meet them at their school and have them do this. We tried last year in Iowa to mail home the postcard to the community-based youth and then have them fill it out, and we put a stamp on it for them with the thought that they could just drop it in the mail. But we don't think that happened a lot, so we're going to try to meet them where they're at this year at their school and tie it into a regular trip when we would be at the school anyway doing our school-based match support in person. The other postcard will just be a thank you postcard. It will also be designed in-house, colorful, gender-neutral postcard with images of our agency's matches and a nice big thank you on the front. And a handwritten note. Each of our staff are going to spend some time writing notes to all of their bigs or all of their mentors on their caseloads. And all of our agency staff, interns, and board members are going to sign them all. And then again, we'll send them out probably closer to the end of January. We'll send the kids' cards out first. Those will be cuter. So again, easy projects that could be done with a little money. You need a little more time, but I think it's certainly worth it in the end. Something else that our agencies will be doing for our bigs to recognize our mentors, we are going to start soliciting businesses in the community to see if any of them would be interested in offering a bigs-only discount either during the month of January, or we'll pick a day during the month where, for example, they could go to a restaurant and get a free appetizer, or go get a free haircut, or go get a free manicure or pedicure. Some of our bigs own their own businesses and are looking to build their client base. So we're actually going to reach out to our bigs first to see if any of them would like to offer an incentive. And then it'll be great. They'll meet other bigs too, but also build their customer base. And then we'll reach out to the other businesses that frequently tell us that they don't have enough resources to sponsor an event, but they would like to do anything else to just keep them in mind. Well, we've kept them in mind. So hopefully this will be what they work on with us. And we'll put together a list of businesses and send them out only to the bigs to let them know what the deals are. And then we'll send out the businesses in our e-newsletter probably in February, just thanking them for their donations and their thoughtfulness. We are, as an agency, we've decided to move our holiday party to January to avoid Christianity and everything else that conflicts in December. A lot of our littles aren't Christian or Jewish, so we thought that it would just be more appropriate to have a holiday party that was neutral of any faith or spirituality. But this actually gives us another opportunity. We're going to be thinking of a craft to do at the party. So we already have a captive audience, and our littles will either design a card or something else fancy. We're going to look on Pinterest. We haven't really identified the project, but it's going to be great and adorable. And then the youth that are there will be able to give it to their bigs in person that night. So just a nice little thing. Another thing that we're doing in January is that we're going to create a bigs-only networking event. So again, we're going to circle back to those restaurants that just weren't interested in sponsoring an event or providing an opportunity for us to recruit mentors at their location. And we're going to be asking if they would be willing to host our event and perhaps, again, to donate some food to us, hopefully. And then all of our bigs will be invited, and they'll be able to network and just really enjoy each other's time together. In Waterloo, we have a few other IMP mentoring agencies here. So a few of us have already discussed working together to do the typical city and town proclamations, to have the mayor read something off at the city council meeting or the town council meeting. So we're going to be doing it together to get the biggest splash that we can. Hopefully we can get some media out of it. And this week we just sent letters to all of our legislators. I am new here, so I still haven't met most of them yet. So the goal is to at least connect with them before January, so that when it's January, hopefully they will already have some buy-in and we can invite them to either the Bigs Only networking event, our January holiday party, or if we know that a little and a big are doing a Bring Your Little to Work day, maybe we could bring the legislator to that workplace while the big and little are there. That would be fantastic. So that's just a list of what we're doing. It does sound like a lot, but it's actually really not if you think about it. A lot of this can be planned ahead of time and just ready for the month of January. And yes, we do have some interns, but their involvement is minimal. Last year in Manchester, we didn't have any interns. We had a staff of 3, and we were able to get this done. Manchester, New Hampshire, sorry. I guess I should explain. So this is something doable for a larger agency or even a smaller agency.
Thank you, Katie, for your resources and your insights. Next up, we have Marty Lester. We're not sure if he's available yet, but let me check and see.
Yep. So I know that I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone for a moment here. So again, if you have background noise, please put your line on mute. But Marty Lester, are you on the phone? Were you able to call in?
I am here, Chad, if you can hear me.
Great. Yes, we can hear you.
Excellent.
So I think you're up next.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, I am Marty Lester. I'm the Executive Director for Mentor Iowa. And I guess you would consider us a smaller organization. We just broke 100 matches late last month, so we're excited about that. But you know, in the scheme of things, 100 matches, I guess we would put us in the smaller category. We've been around since 1974, and we're pretty much based in the central Iowa area, working primarily in Polk County, and we do have some adjacent counties that we work in as well. As far as our National Mentoring Month, I mean, we've been doing it for several years. One of the things that we try to do is we try to have some kind of like nice little event where we have some like hors d'oeuvres and beverages available. And what we try to do is we encourage our mentors to bring people who they think might be a good mentor for our program. They're just kind of on the fence if they really want to do it or not. And a lot of times we use this as an opportunity for our mentors to first of all shine and be be kind of feeling like they're a part of the program by helping us recruit mentors. But at the same time, sometimes people, when they talk to the staff only, we're obviously trained to sell our service that we provide to the community, and we're always so desperate to try and get mentors for the kids on our waiting list. So what we do is, like, anybody who's like officially involved with the program, they get a lanyard with like a tag that either says that they're a staff or a volunteer. So we let the community members come in, and they have that opportunity just to interact freely with individuals who are our mentors active in the program. Somebody who can say, hey, how well does the staff do? Does the staff support you with your match relationship and all those things that go along with it? So that's been a good process for us. First of all, it helps our mentors because we also recognize them. And we don't do anything too spectacular. I mean, they do have some food and beverages that are provided to them, but like last year, I believe Pinterest was mentioned earlier, which it's a great thing. But what we do, like last year, we did like a volunteer care package where, let's say, for example, one was a little thing of Smarties in there, and your mentees keep you smart, that kind of stuff. So, and honestly, on Pinterest, you can find just about anything. If you just even typed in volunteer recognition, you'll find all kinds of cool little things to help out. Now, what we do, what I would recommend is we have an auction in April. So we usually try to go to a restaurant or someplace like that helps support our organization. Makes them look good to all of our mentors, and they serve great food at the same time. And then we have a partnership as well with one of our local convenience stores, and they're able to donate a gift card to each of our mentors, which most of them use just for gas purposes, because all of our mentors are community based, so they go to where the kid lives. So it's kind of a small little gesture on our part to tell them thanks. We also, if you have access to like a radio station or something of that nature, we do a radio campaign, or we have in the past. We just called it 30 Mentors in 30 Days campaign. We really just focused on trying to get one mentor a day to help get our waiting list. At that time, it was in the 60s, so we really wanted to try and cut it in half. It was actually a really good opportunity, and your radio station will work with you on like the demographics of what you're looking for. I don't know about the other programs, but ours, we're always looking for male mentors. So they sat down with us, kind of went over their demographics and all that good stuff that they know how to look for and what their listeners are interested in. And it was an extremely successful venture for us, and we were able to get a sponsor for that to help us. But we tied that in with our National Mentoring Month, and it worked out really well. I will say this: we've kind of juggled our National Mentoring Months. We've done it in January, and I know that's when the national recognition is. But we've also found, like, if we've kind of juggled it around throughout different parts of the year, it has still worked, and we still promote National Mentoring Month. But sometimes we do actually do our event somewhere down the year. And some of those other ideas, like the mentors get a discount, that's an excellent incentive for your mentors. And we've also handed out the governor's certificates too. As a smaller nonprofit, our budget isn't extremely huge in that area. So any item that we can give to our mentors to show them thanks and being free at the same time definitely is a win-win situation for everyone. So those are a few of the examples that we've kind of done. Just as a small organization, our budget's not extremely huge, but with a little bit of creativity and a little bit of begging and trying to help each other out, we've been able to celebrate our mentors through the event, but at the same time we've gained several new mentors at the same time.
Thank you very much, Marty. Next is Ellen Krugman. She's from Mentor Connection for Delaware County, which is a part of Helping Services for Northeast County. She's also going to share about how her program has used and will be using this, this upcoming campaign for National Mentoring Month, and how you can use it for small programs as well. Are you there, Ellen?
Oh, looks like your line. Oh, yeah, you should be good to go now, Ellen. I don't know if you have another way of unmuting your line, but it looks like it's unmuted, but we can't hear you yet. I don't know if looks like you're calling in through your computer. I don't know if maybe you are able to call in through the phone line. Yeah, we're still not able to hear you. Well, she tries to maybe call in through another phone line or connected. Are there any thoughts or comments for any of the presenters so far? Not hearing anything, and number to call in. So it should be. I'll put it in the chat box, Ellen, but it should be in your audio tab of the GoToWebinar. But I'll type it in here. And then the access code is coming back. I'll give you a second to dial in for that. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Again, there'll be a couple minutes at the end too, so if you have any questions or comments or things for anything you've heard or anything else you'd like to share that might be different, please be thinking of that so that you can share that with the rest of the folks on the call.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me now?
We can.
Okay, great. Let's
you might need to mute your computer, Ellen.
Okay, just one second here. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you turn your the volume down on your computer maybe? I think that's causing some of the echo.
Sure, just a second here. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, that's great. Thank you. Go ahead.
Great. Sorry about that. Oh, technical difficulties. I apologize. Thank you for your patience. Yes, I'm the mentoring coordinator here in Delaware County under Helping Services, and Helping Services is located in Decorah, and they not only cover Delaware County, but also Howard, Almaquis, and Winneshiek. I offer community-based, school-based, and after-school mentoring in 3 different school districts. Let's see here. For National Mentoring Month, though, we've got a lot of really great things planned. We're doing a kickoff for National Mentoring Month with a Guest of the Day segment on our local radio station. And during this time, we're going to talk about what it means to be a mentor, how volunteers can get involved, and the number of youth that we have waiting. We have a proclamation signing set up with our local courthouse. We'll be asking our county supervisors to declare January as National Mentoring Month and to sign our proclamation. It's a great photo opportunity for our local paper. I usually feature a story on a mentoring match. We interview the mentor and the mentee. They share their experience with the program and what they like about it. We always participate in Mentoring Day on the Hill. Gives us an opportunity to visit with our legislators. We place display boards in high traffic business areas throughout the county along with our brochures. We also plan a mentoring event, and for us this year, or this January, we will be showing a movie. We're going to show Big Hero 6, and it's an opportunity for all the matches to come out of being cooped up for the winter and enjoy a movie and some popcorn and light beverage, usually what we plan. We always place something in the local press and Facebook. We utilize that a lot. Some things that we've done in the past, but of course due to limited funding we can't repeatedly do every year now. But we do thank you cards to our mentors. We offer a mentor coffee at the local coffee shop. We've done gift cards to our mentors as a way to thank them for their involvement. We've done a mentor recognition certificate. We've even utilized table tents, placed those in high traffic areas and in businesses throughout the county. We've taken advantage of our local radio station and recorded public service announcements. I usually have a couple of mentoring matches go into the radio station. It's so much fun for them, and they're so proud and excited to hear their voice on the radio throughout the month of January. We usually speak at to key groups about our program. For example, the Knights of Columbus or the Lions Club. We've also been asking mentoring matches to write a newsletter article to place that in the paper. We've also sent letters to the local churches throughout the county, asked them to help us, ask them for their support, donations, and or just to help create that awareness. We've also had mentors write a letter to the editor. We've also done featured the Mentor of the Month on Facebook. Another popular event we've done in the past that's drawn a lot of mentoring matches is a sledding event with hot chocolate and s'mores around a campfire. It's been great fun. And then one other thing we've done is we've placed a thermometer in a high traffic area as folks come into town and they can see our goal is to obtain X number of matches for the month of January and where we're at, and they can kind of watch that thermometer rise throughout the month. So those are just some of the things that came to mind to me that we've done, we are doing, or we've done in the past that have worked out great. So that's all I've got today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. And this is a time where we're going to open it up for questions or ideas. Does anybody have any questions for our speakers or ideas that they would like to share in their own?
Again, you can put them in the chat box if you'd like, or you can raise your virtual hand and we can call on you. Like Jane has one. So go ahead, Jane.
Hey, this question is for Marty. Is Marty still on the line?
I'm here.
Hey, cool.
If you can hear me.
I can hear you. One of the things you talked about that I really liked was the mentor gift cards for gas. Do you have any corporate partners that you use for that might be throughout the state, or how do you do that?
You know what? I know our group, it's Quick Trip, but it's not the Quick Trip QICKTRIP. It's QUIKTRIP, and they've been with us for many years. I know at least in our area, they serve the Des Moines and Omaha area. There's 20 some odd here. I mean, I know Come and Go's statewide, Casey's is statewide, and usually you have to go through I mean, if you go to your local gas station, they'll tell you, well, we can't do anything, you have to go to the corporate office. But I would think that if there is a gas station in your community, that they definitely would be willing to want to support that in some way, shape, or form. So
I love that idea, because we have so many rural matches as well, and they end up driving a lot in the community program.
Yeah, so more or less, you know, it's one of those things that we tell our mentors too, that when they go to those places, to tell them who they are and why they're there and things like that. Just it makes their employees feel good that their company gives back, you know, to the community. And I think sometimes that feedback gets back to the corporate office too, and that makes them feel pretty good as well, that hey, our donation actually, you know, they're giving back to us at the same time, which is kind of a neat thing. And it all kind of goes back to that concept of trying to get, you know, even your mentors who are employers, or they own their own businesses. I mean, they want that business, and I mean, it's kind of just part of their you know, corporate giving at the same time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Great. Any other questions? Yeah, I don't see any. So it doesn't look like there's any more questions. We don't see anything in the chat box or no other hands raised here. Again, I'd say we encourage you to continue to share ideas or post comments or questions about this on Wigio as well in the group. It'd be a great platform to share things there. And I believe on the National Mentoring website as well, nationalmentoringmonth.org, they have some other ideas and suggestions there in addition to materials to download. As a closing, what?
Well, we thank you for everybody that comes. Here's our contact information. Sorry, I forgot to put the last 4 digits of mine. 515-725-3179 if anybody needs to contact me. Oh. And here's the contact information for and for Mary Shika or Chad, or send this to Tatiana if you have any questions about today's webinar. And we thank you for attending, and we look forward to all of you next month during our next year sharing.
Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.